And Ben, they're just passing those around. You can just sign your name in them for the guest speakers
Okay.
that have come in. Get those out.
Is it Woodpeckers is that the Junior Legion ball?
Yeah.
Here? Who is the old, is that Woodpeckers the older group?
It's the younger ones.
Okay.
This is one of my friends, but the older one, there's a Centaurs.
Okay, that's right. My kids play on the Heat team.
Oh, really?
So they,
What are their names?
Alex and Riker, so one's at 14 and the other one's at 11.
What's your last name?
Break.
Okay.
Does your wife work here too in
She
the
does, she
health
works,
and
she's a
counseling?
nurse practitioner at the clinic.
Yeah.
We had a theory going.
Okay.
I went over there for a migraine once and I recognized your last name.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my wife, so.
All right. I just have a few announcements for us. Hi, Erin.
Hi.
Do you want these candies?
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay.
Thank you. This is for you. Oh, thank you.
No, I'm good. Okay, I'll see you later.
And those are just the thank you cards for the guest speakers. I'll just have you sign your name in there.
Awesome.
Few announcements that I did have for today. I have not received yet the hometown story from the student in the communications and marketing department. As soon as I do get that, I will email you all out a copy of that. I'm very curious about what that will look like. I've also ordered the pre-law club a tablecloth to table at the Beaver Organization Bash this fall in order to recruit new members. And lastly, I did talk with Pat Dene about the law school fair visits. We're looking to do that in early October of 2024. It will be just a day trip, so it'll be an early day and a long day. We're planning for the early October since the University of Minnesota does a law school fair with law schools from around the country. So we'll be able to meet with law schools from everywhere, not just Minnesota. And then we'll also visit the University of Minnesota Law School, Mitchell Hamlin School of Law, and St. Thomas School of Law. And then he's also wanting to do a lunch or a dinner with some Bemidji State alumni that are in law school or in the legal field. So it should be a fun trip with networking opportunities. So yeah, just wanted to get that on your radar early October. And I think that's pretty much all I have. Thank you. And the floor should be yours.
Perfect. Well, it's awesome. It's a small group, so. I'm gonna just kind of spit out my resume a little bit, so you got an understanding, maybe some questions I can, answer for you, and then we can just talk, so. I graduated high school and I wanted to be an auto mechanic. So that's how I ended up in Bemidji. I was at the tech school at the automotive mechanic school, and I was like, all right, it's the same. I'm like, that's cool, but I can do other stuff too. And I had a good time there, it was fun. So I did that in my AA at the same time. Like, I just kind of messed around. I don't know, like, where's everybody at school? Like, are we juniors, sophomores? Juniors, like, I don't know, like, I had like AP classes in high school, and then I went to like taking like gold area 1 classes at BSU and auto mechanics, so it wasn't like a real challenge. You know, I joined the military, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll get free school paid for to do that. So it's kind of like finding stuff to do, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do other than not live at home. And anyway, so it's just like kind of doing my thing. Anyway, I decided, like, between military and a couple of my roommates, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do criminal justice. So then I did criminal justice. And I started working as a sheriff's deputy, and doing that, and that went pretty well. I did that. I worked into investigations. I went to work for the BCA, and then I was like, all right, and this is like, I had some pretty cool cases, and I had a good time there. And I was like, all right, I've always kind of wanted to go to law school, so I think I'm gonna do law school. and I saw the free school thing going on, so I'm just like, not that I wouldn't have invested in it anyway, but I was like, it really made it really easy. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to law school now, be a professional student. So I went to law school and I liked it. I like law school. And then, so like a year into law school, like quit my job at BCA and came here to teach because this is a better, like, law school's kind of a pain in the ass, and it is, it should be. And working at the Minnesota BCA, that's our state investigative agency that does all the big investigations, that's an inherent pain in the ass too. So then I was like, well, maybe I can take something off my plate, and you heard me talking, I have a couple of young kids. So I just, so working at the university here today, like, I'm done Wednesday, and I don't have anywhere to be for this work until August. I mean, in Minnesota, that, like, that's a good deal. And you know that too, because you guys are on college, so you get that as well. Anyway, I got into law school. I was like, I think maybe I want to be a prosecutor and defense attorney and stuff like that. And then I realized like all these different areas of law that are kind of like way more chill than doing criminal stuff. And so that's what I do now. I work at Dre House in St. Christopher, like part-time around my teaching schedule here. And it's a pretty good deal anyway. So that's how I got from like turning wrenches on cars, which is still, like, I still do use that quite a bit, and I have a mechanical aptitude, but, now I do like estate planning, wills and trusts, property transactions, business formations, things like that, that really have nothing to do with criminal justice, but it still use some of the skills. And like, if we get somebody, like a client that gets into trouble, like criminally, they're like, Rob, what's happening next? I'm like, well, here's what the cops are doing right now that you don't know about, and then we can, kind of do that. And then I'm gonna say current teach. Up until just a few months ago, I was the chief of Black Duck Police, that like they needed a cop up there. Well, during COVID, they didn't have any cops, and I still had my police officer license. And they're like, oh, we just had a guy that knew what he was doing. I'm like, yeah, I'll come up there and work. And then the chief went on a disability, and then they had one officer and he quit and went elsewhere, and I guess who the chief is now. So, and then it took us forever to find a replacement. So anyway, so yeah, that's kind of my story, or what I've been up to. So what are our majors here? What's the first name again?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. So that Lindsay, Tori's in one of my classes, and then
Bella.
Bella, have you taken any CJ classes?
No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
I'm back karate.
Oh, okay, yeah, I recognize your name for around baseball and stuff too. Yeah, are you a BSU graduate?
Yeah, I'm a
freshman.
freshman.
Yeah.
Political science.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm Erin. I'm double majoring in criminal justice and political science. I'm taking a couple of your classes next semester.
Okay, perfect. So, awesome. So, first of all, I'll tell you, like, I went to school, like law school, and there was like dentists and doctors and engineers, like a couple of cops, people that I don't even know what their degree was. So like really the playing field gets pretty level. Like, I don't know if there's an undergraduate degree that really like matters that much. For that, I can say like my criminal the criminal background just completely took, there's probably like 25% of law school like criminal law type stuff that just made that a breeze, because people were over their head, they don't understand what police do, and half the people there think that police are just like this big corrupt organization, and it's this big disaster, and it's not. So like that was very helpful. Political science, I can see is very helpful. There's lots of just I would assume you learn a lot about like courts and how the legislature works and things like that, and about the Constitution. That's big. And then just general writing skills. I'd be a little bit concerned. Like, I don't know if you get much for just general writing skills here at BSU.
I write a lot of papers and essay exams, but I don't think I was throwing a paper at me. I came in with BSU, so it was all super long papers right away.
Sure.
I had nothing.
Is anybody like helpful really on your writing style?
Or I wouldn't say it's mostly the information put into that essay that would be the grade enough. Not like how we write.
Yeah, and so like in law school is so weird too, because they don't expect you to know anything. Like when you get to like whatever you know is helpful, it's just like less stress. but they give you the information you want, that they want you to have, like, you don't really need to know much to go to law school. Again, if you're experienced, it's fine, but it's like, I went to school with like these electrical engineers, they don't know shit about the law, but they all want to be patent attorneys. Like, I did not, like, I see a bunch of those guys in my class, and like, you guys just blew the curve out of the water, because they're like, one of the guys is literally a rocket scientist. I'm like, I don't care what you do, you're gonna be good at it, and they were doing studies and stuff, for different things. So unless it maybe came down to some criminal stuff where I got you here, and I know more than you at this. So I don't know if that matters a ton. Yeah, I don't know, what do you have for questions, or like, what kind of stuff do you wanna know?
You said you liked law school, and
Yeah.
like, you don't hear that a lot, so what made you like?
Yeah, so you have to run your own race at it. I try to do that with like my students here, like, hey, if you get a C in my class, it doesn't mean you're an idiot or a bad student, like, it just means that you probably didn't spend a lot of time on my class. So if like, something, like, don't get me wrong, there's times when I'm like, this is bullshit, I don't like this class, and I'm just kind of mad at life during it, but at the same time, I'm like looking there, and I'm looking at something, and I'm like, what are the dumb people doing right now? Like, this is how, like, because you all know, like, if you're doing academically well here, you're probably gonna do academically well at law school too. Like, when I'm like, I started off my first 2 years of college auto mechanic, like, I finished in like maybe the upper 25% of my law school class, and there's some smart people there on my desk, and no matter how hard I worked, I was not gonna get better or finish higher in my class ranking. But if this is really hard, this is gonna be really, especially hard if you're stupid. Okay, so it's gonna be, like, law school is a challenge either way, but it's not, like, you kinda gotta have a mindset, like, it really doesn't matter. And there's gonna be people in your class and firms that are like, here, we'll interview if you're in the top 10% of your class. So if you wanna go work for a huge law firm, your experience is gonna be a lot different than mine, where I'm like, well, I'm probably gonna work somewhere bemidji or north between the border, when there's no big firms, I'm gonna work in a rural area. I'm probably gonna have a job, like, there's legal work to do, I don't really, other than just like a source of accomplishment, or, so that has to be what drives you, not like, it's gotta be the competitive nature of it, or having fun, like, here, I'm gonna try and see what I can do here, but not this is supposed to suck, because it's not, like, it's supposed to be, it should be a good experience, or find a different law school. Like, if you're not enjoying it, or getting feel like you're getting your money out of it, go to a different law school. So, anybody looking at going to law school online or through like a distance learning? You just gotta, okay, and that's an option too. Like, I did Mitchell Hamlin's hybrid program, so you go down there, they get you in seat for a certain amount of time. But that's a good experience. I don't feel like I needed to be living in St. Paul to go to school there, plus I don't want to live in St. Paul, but like, I don't feel like I need to be there to do that. I passed the bar exam just like everybody else, or just like 60% of people do, I guess. So I guess you all are gonna see a different bar exam than I did, but it's still gonna be hard. Yeah, so just go in with the right mindset, like, you're like, the first time you have a quiz or a test, you're probably gonna be like on the verge of tears, just super pissed, like, can't believe, like, I'm just fucking this up, I'm not smart enough to go to law school, that's just not the fact, like, if you're feeling like that, everybody else is, I'm sure, in the same boat. Like, I remember, like, texting my friends afterwards, because they have a pretty good behavior thing, like, they're not gonna talk about the exam, but texting my friends, like, hey, have you done the property law final yet? They're like, I just finished, and I'm having chest pains, I'm like, I'm like, perfect, I'm like, all right, I feel the same way, it was a disaster. So that just means that everybody else probably did an awful, thing too. I mean, like, there's another classmate I have, she's a family law attorney down in some outskirts of the metro somewhere, and she's, we're laughing, she's like, on the final exam, I got 4 out of 100, and I got a B in the class. Like, in the final exam was like 60% of your grade. I'm like, I got B, and then she got a B plus, and I got an 18 out of 100 on it, and I got a B. I'm like, all right, there's like that, so that's what law school kind of is, to like, don't worry, like the grades always come out a wash, and usually like the classes are grouped at like a B. So even if you're like kind of right in the middle, like you still carry a B average. So it's, and then some of the classes, like when you get into your upper grad or your upper level classes, like you can get like, those are like, averaged out at like an A minus or a B plus. So it's just like, just chill, like you could be a C, like a C average student in law school and like still graduate with honors, like you don't need that. Anyway, so it's like, just chill out.
What like point in law school did you realize that you didn't have to do like the criminal route? Like, is there kind of time where people start to decide what kind of law they want to go into?
Not really, so I'm kind of a goofball when it comes like, oh, it's a certification, so the only certification they had for us to do there was, healthcare law, so I did healthcare law. And I thought, yeah, maybe I wanna be like a healthcare, like, no, I really don't, like, I don't really like that, like, it was okay. I think maybe when you start doing, your like externships and summer clerkships, but even then, like, it doesn't matter that much, I mean, if you want, like, if you're like, hey, I think I wanna try criminal or whatever, go do an externship, they call them, I don't know why they call them externships instead of internships, or go do a clerkship or something at the county attorney's office. And even now, like, I've had undergraduate students working at the county attorney's office, and they think it's a great experience for that, so I mean, if you want connections there, just shoot me an email, be like, hey, what do you got, like, one of the government agencies here local, that you can maybe go work with or shadow and check out as interns. But yeah, I don't think even now, like I said, probably once a month, I get a call from either a cop or an attorney friend that's working for government going, hey, would you consider coming here? And my answer is no. And not that it wouldn't be bad, I think it'd be a good experience, but something like the office I work at now is super chill, and like, yeah, like, no, I don't want the work for, like, I work for government here and I work for military and law enforcement agencies, like, private sector's kind of fun to work into, you know? You're very bored. No, I mean, once you're, like, we were just talking today, like, I just got done talking to one of the partners of the law firm I work for, and he was, like, hey, how much work do you have right now? You have a lot, and this is like, my desk is like pretty full of stuff, and, he's like, all right, cause I just turned down like 3 clients for 3 pretty big projects, but I didn't wanna do them, and I didn't wanna, basically, it is a nice way of saying, like, I don't wanna do them because I thought it'd be a pain in the ass, and if I give it to you, you really aren't gonna know what to do with it right now. So you're gonna be asking me a bunch of questions about something that I don't wanna be working on, so do you have enough work to do? Essentially, I'm like, yeah, I'm good, so then he's like, all right, fine, so no, you're probably not gonna get bored with stuff, there's stuff like set off, and I'm like, this sucks, I don't wanna do that. Right now, I'm gonna work on something that I wanna work on, which is probably the better part of it. The other thing is, like, with law school, I'm a pretty deadline driven person, so it's hard, like, it is hard to stay focused for more than like 15-20 minutes at a time, it really is. So you have to kinda, if you're a perfectionist, you kinda need to be like, all right, I'm at least gonna skim everything right away, and then if I wanna perfect things, do that in my spare time. So instead of being like, all right, as soon as I get this done perfect, then I'll move on to this project, it needs to be more like, all right, I have like 4 things to do, and I'm gonna do all of them to like a B level, and then if I have extra time, I'll go back and fine tune it, and try to make it an A paper, it'll just take less stress off of you. But at the same time, like, I was a law student, I would like email a professor on Saturday and be like, that's some other stuff I was doing, like, hey, I have to do 3 assignments today, and yours is the 4th one, that's not getting done until tomorrow. And they're like, all right, cool. Instead of they're like, well, you're gonna be off, whatever, I'm like, it doesn't say that on my diploma. But I mean, so it's like, you just gotta like, there's no stress in life, and they try to stress, you know, stuff in law school, but it's just, like, that's their job. The professors, like law school professors are gonna be shit. They're kind of fun, so you just gotta take that with a grain of salt too. But yeah, to answer your question, like I will say I have, like, there's attorneys that I've talked to that don't wanna change fields now, because they don't wanna go through that initial pain in the ass of not knowing what they're doing, because there is like probably my biggest stress is to be like, okay, like every piece of paper I send out there is like this landmine that could go off at any time. Even now, if I'm doing a estate plan, like all my clients are still, like I have one client that's died since I've done their estate plan, and I haven't heard, like, hopefully their estate plan worked, but all my other clients are still alive, so I'm like, if I fucked up their estate plan, like this bomb might go off 5 years, 20 years, I don't know how hard before it goes off. So, but so you gotta be really, really careful, like, it's not like, it's, so, in the working field, I can't be like, this is kind of like a C paper, here's your trust, it's kind of shitty, but that's all I have time for. Where that's a law school, but, this is what you're getting. That's what it is, like, this is gonna come back with shit's going on, but, live another day, so. But run your own race at that, for sure. Like, and we still, like, I'm still trying to dig off law school weight. I mean, like, I was like, kind of jerk, but I'm like, they should have weighed our entire class, like, cumulatively during the first semester, because you want to be like, people are pretty fit, and it's just be like, they're all stressed out, and they don't take time to exercise, and I think that law school is the biggest thing in their life, including myself, and it's just like, and then it's not a big deal. So. Yeah, and I felt like I didn't know a damn thing when I graduated, and then you go study for the bar exam, and the bar exam is very commercialized. Like the college wants you to pass the bar exam. They give you it immediately, need you to pass the bar exam, because they don't want to be the school with the crappy bar exam pass rate, because that would really bad, who would want to go to school there. And so there's all these commercial systems out there that prep you to take the bar exam, like. I probably could have passed the bar exam with like 1 year of law school and then taken the bar for it. So if that makes you feel any better about like, so try to like choke down your first year of law school and then just chill, just get through law school for 2 years and be ready to study and pass the bar exam and some work experience and whatever.
Yeah, so what did you do to study for the bar exam?
Yeah, so, it's really commercialized, I mean, like, they have, these bar prep materials and these crash courses, so I'm trying to think, like, what would be, I don't know what would be the equivalent of it, but anyway, so they go back and like, law school is all about like learning rules for stuff, so they'll give you, a case, and you probably see some of these deals, like, oh, here's a case, it's kind of like the case you're working on, like, what does this case mean for other cases, and things like that, so you have to like dig the rules out of the cases, where for the bar prep, they just tell you what, like, here, this is the law, this is like, nothing's like a post-it note size note, this is what you need to know about this, and go and apply it, and then they give you all these different scenarios that you study and see the answers to, and then, I mean, so then if you run across something like that on the bar exam, you're like, oh, I've heard this one before, and like, this is close, like, this is good enough, to pass, and I did well on the bar exam, it's actually kind of good to talk about your score on the bar exam, like, what actual number you got, because if you get anything more than passing, the response to that is, if you get A's, you spent too much time studying. Because all you need to do is pass, like, nobody cares what your score is. So that's like the thing, like your goal is to, you're not trying to get even a C on the bar exam, you're trying to get like a D minus. And so if you get a D, then all that means is that you spent too much time studying for the bar exam. So it's a weird philosophy once you get there, because you just spent 3 years trying to be like the top of your class, whether or not you like law schools law school's fun, it's fine, but it's way more fun if you're smart and doing well, like if you're like, so. But we had a teacher who's an adjunct come in, he's a prosecutor. And his best friend in law school, they were making him in law school, his best friend in law school was like 360 out of 360, he was the last guy in the class, and the guy was pretty funny, like he came in and talked to our class, and goes, don't, you guys mentioned that he was last in the class, but I just wanna show you guys that you don't have to be top of the class, like this guy's a functioning attorney and he does good work and he hadn't gotten any like trouble or anything with his bar license and he was like the last one in his class and he was like, yeah, he would like come to class late, he was just kind of whatever, like just kind of around through law school. Cause at the end of the day, I don't know how much it matters, like overall, like yeah, if you're that type of personality, but you're probably not gonna succeed in being an attorney just by virtue of that, but I don't know if it has much to do with law school. Like I had a law school professor, I remember someone really wanted to practice criminal law, and then our first day of actual criminal law class, like, or like maybe the first semester of it or whatever, they were like, I really want to do this, but I'm terrible in this class, does this have any bearing on how well my practice is gonna be in criminal, and they're like, so just, yeah, so that, I want to put your mind at ease about law, so it's something that you have to do and go through the motions on it, but it's like, and it's some work, but you know, you just got to be prepared to put in the time for it, just gotta do the best you can, and then just realize like it's supposed to be really, really hard. And if you want to spend the time, if you try to be like top of the class, yeah, hey, go for it, I mean, that's a good accomplishment too, but. And even where you go to law school, like nobody's like, oh, wow, you're just from Mitchell Hamlin, or you're from like, maybe if you wanna go to like, I don't know, Harvard Law, then just because you know what, and not because maybe the law school is that good, but maybe just because it's that hard to get into, because you have to do well on the LSAT, I don't know.
How was working throughout law school?
Yeah, so that's probably the challenge, but here's just like the other thing with it too, so like I had a family, I was working at least one job usually. But where my mistake probably was is like thinking I was gonna sit down on a Saturday and work for 8 hours, where it's like, no, like you need to take like 2 hour chunks and like plan to do stuff, like here, I'm gonna work for 2 hours right now. And then I'm going to, go work out or go walk outside or go play with the kids for a couple hours. I was pretty good about that, most of the time. But yeah, it's doable. I mean, there was like, I thought I was like a spot, like my wife's really helpful, my family's really supportive through law school, but there's like single mothers there, there's like single moms that are showing up like for like our very first like onboarding that are like 8 months pregnant, I'm like, oh, I'm like, I can't imagine that right now, and they made it through law school, so I think doing some work through law school is fine. The other thing is hard, like you guys are already doing stuff extra, like it's whatever, 5 or whatever on a night right before final exams, you guys are here like prepping for school, like there's so much extra stuff you can do in law school, like all these clerkships and externships and stuff like that. Depending on what you wanna do, how you need to do all that, is it helpful? Yeah, if you have time to do it, but. Yeah. So it used to be they didn't want you to work, like if you're full time, like you weren't supposed to work more than 20 hours a week, now they changed that. I don't know.
You said that you got your school paid for, was that through military?
Yeah, so that's some VA benefits, but I'm glad you brought that up, because so apply to as many law schools as you can, and really like church up like your diverse background, or want to work in a rural area, or work with underserved people, because just by virtue you will, even if you want to be a big corporate lawyer and work like whatever, at least be like, here, this is some things that I want to do, so kind of bolster that, and then apply to as many law schools as you can. But so let's say you get into Mitchell Hamlin and St. Thomas, so I'm just pulling 2 names out of there, and you want to go one over the other, but Mitchell Hamlin gives you a 40 or 50% scholarship, and St. Thomas gives you 20. Go back and be like, hey man, I want to go to you guys, but Mitchell Hamlin's offered me a better scholarship, even if you have no intention to go there. And they might be, oh, we can do this, or we can bump it up a little bit, and then, so you can use it as kind of a, bargaining chips, negotiate a little bit. So I got 50% scholarship just with my auto mechanics degree, so it's, you know what I mean, so it's, and I just thought, well, yeah, I'm gonna work in Bemidji, it's a low income area, it's a rural area, that's where I'm gonna practice at. I have an interest in working for government or different things. And I wasn't lying, this is what my interests were at the time.
So with when you were doing your undergrad degree, did you do a bunch of like clubs and like extracurriculars and volunteering and like all that to make your application better, or was it just?
Yeah, so.
No, like.
So when I went to school here, there's a professor named Don Braille.
You went here?
Yeah, I went out with my undergraduate here, so there's a professor named Don Braille, and I had him for a bunch of classes, he was kind of like the me, I guess, he is right now for the classes that I had him for, and then he came back to visit after I was teaching here, and he walked in, he's like, hey, Paul, how's it going? And I go, Rob, it doesn't matter. Oh, what the fuck does this guy remember? Like, that was very, very unremarkable. Yeah, through all an undergraduate. I mean, I just, like, yeah, I mean, is it good? It just more shows like your character and what you're doing. Ironically, what I was doing was, I would come to class and be off campus, and I was working like 40 hours a week. I worked hard plus, because that's not an extra degree. And then I worked in sales there, so I was like selling repairs and doing service writing and stuff, so it wasn't a complete waste of time for my degree, because it was a good job all the way through college. But yeah, I was not doing a bunch of extra shit. Probably more so after school, when I volunteer, but that happened because all the kids and stuff, they all do all hockey and everything, also it's like inherently, you have time to volunteer, so yeah, is it good that you're part of the pre-law club? Yeah, for sure, like, I think it looks good, I think it shows that you're serious about, going to law school. And different things, and then some, you know, like military time where they're like, oh, what do you volunteer for? I'm like, oh, I volunteer to go to Iraq. I'm like, oh, how's that? Is that engineering? Or whatever, so. Yeah, so it's like, it's so but not, I mean, don't break your neck doing stuff you don't want to do either.
So where is that like overlap of police stuff and criminal justice stuff and law school?
Yeah.
Like,
Good question. So let me talk a little bit about kind of our program. So I think a criminal justice degree is helpful for law school for a number of reasons. And it's mostly just learning about the court system. Because if you went into it just into law school, just kind of lost about like how laws are made, what a law looks like, how the court works, like who are the players in the court system, like what's an attorney do in criminal law? Well, they can become a judge, or they can be a prosecutor, they can be a defense attorney, and just the different inner workings of that really helps with your terminology. Now, we have specific classes in the CJ program, so there's a lot of overlap just about people's rights to become a police officer. So it's things like our criminal procedure and evidence class. That's two law school classes essentially together in one. So what criminal procedure is things like like Miranda warnings, things like court-made rules that have made things fair for defendants. So that's like your criminal procedure, and it's actually three law school classes the way I took it. So like in law school, I took an evidence class. I took a criminal procedure adjudication class and a criminal procedure investigation class. So criminal procedure investigation has to do things like with Miranda rights, search warrants, things like that. And then criminal procedure adjudication happens to do with like 6th and 8th Amendment rights. So what happens after you're charged until you're through the system through sentencing. And then evidence class has, and I don't know why it's processed like this at BSU, we do criminal procedure and evidence together. I think it used to be 2 different courses and they combined them before I got here. But evidence is like, okay, how do we get evidence into the courtroom? And then all that stuff is applicable to law school, to be an attorney, just in general. So that's all important and helpful, and you just learn on kind of the peripherals on different things. The other class that's really gonna be helpful is criminal law, because you have to know criminal law as part of being an attorney, so the basic principles, of that. Criminal investigation is another one. It's more, you're in criminal investigation right now. It's more applied, but I think if you wanna work in government, it would be especially helpful, because like some agencies you go to, like if you're gonna be a prosecutor somewhere, they write the search warrants for the cops. And you know, an attorney maybe has never seen a search warrant before or wrote something like that before. And then we talk about just a lot of like Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights stuff, because it's applied, so having that background's helpful too. And then the last class is judicial process. And are you in that right now?
I think I took it, if it was over the summer, I took it over the summer, but I took one last spring or last fall or something.
Yeah, so that's like think of it like a ninth grade civics class, but like on steroids and hyper focused on the court system. So you really learn about what all the players do, you learn about terminology, who players in the courtroom. And then we go through the Derek Chauvin trial, like right from charging, so you know what a charging document looks like, you understand what pre-trial issues are, you take a look at some of the things that happen during trial, witness testimony, and then what the function of a jury is, so you kind of see how that applies. So if I in a perfect world, I would love to see anybody from BSU. And here's the funny thing, I try to like say, hey, these should be part of the core curriculum. And they're like, oh, why does criminal law need to be part of the core curriculum? Like, well, don't you think like every graduate should know like what the laws of society are? They told me no, and then now you all have to take art or whatever. That's and then it turns out that I don't necessarily want a bunch of people that are just taking criminal law because they're curious in my criminal law course. We don't always tend to like see eye to eye, kind of see like maybe a little different demeanor than some of the other professors here. So they get to me and they're like, oh, who is this guy? Where I see him get on pretty well with the CJ majors, pretty good with the pre-law folks too. So it's like, but I don't necessarily want like everybody in those classes either if they don't have an interest in it. So if I was to see like four classes as part of a pre-law program, that those would be the four. It's too bad that it can't be part of your core curriculum, but you know, and then at the same time, like take it as part, like everybody's on banded tuition, like just take it. Like if you need like maybe you graduate with extra credits. I don't know how many, I bet I have close to 200 undergraduate credits. I have an insane amount of undergraduate credits, but it's just from changing majors and taking other classes and different things. But yeah, I mean, if it's from your banded credits, just take it. Tell me, hey, I'm a pre-law major, I'm not gonna you know, break my neck in your class, but I wanna take it and get ready for that, and we'll get you through it, like, you'll be fine, like, it's not gonna like screw up your GPA. I'd rather have you take it and at least like survey the course than not. The other thing is, I have TAs for my classes, and I would take any pre-law major as a TA if they've taken that particular class. And then usually what I do is I give you bar prep materials to incorporate into like quizzes and lectures, so you can kind of like earn credits for essentially doing bar exam stuff going into it. Like I'm dumb in the way that I kept all my bar prep materials, so I think I have like everything you need. Like I can really like prep for the bar exam right now. So a box of junk I got in my office, but there's stuff you can do with it, so it's, anyways, so you can earn credits like that. And if it fits to get a CJ minor into your stuff, great, if not. And then the other thing that kind of comes with that too is if you take one or two of my classes, and then you're like, hey, can you write me a letter for, and I can get, oh yeah, this person took this class and they're able to understand advanced legal concepts concerning the Fourth and Fifth Amendment. I can write this blazing letter for him. Yeah, they're in the top 10% of the group or whatever. They scored well, they got A, whatever it is. And then you have this law school recommendation letter and everything. Yeah, you know, so it can be helpful because something like for me, when I was looking at law school, like, oh, I made a recommendation, like, well, I'll call the county attorney and this judge that I know and different stuff, because I had those connections from being a cop. When you come out of law school, you might not have, you know, you might not know any other attorneys or anybody you can talk to and ask questions, so I can kind of help out with that too. So, not to give a carrot for taking my class, but that's what students usually ask. They're like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm like, I'll just tell you up front. They're like, yeah, take a class, and they can write you, see how you do and evaluate you, and then take a, or maybe be like, you know, if you really don't like this class that much, maybe law school's not your jam, like, you're not gonna have a very fun 3 years if you don't like this. And I also encourage you to take it on campus if you can. My classes are right during just the prime time of the day, like that 9 to 11, when every other class is. But if it fits into your schedule, grab one during the day too. If it doesn't, take it online, you can online program too.
I did take judicial process over the summer, and I was doing an internship at the county attorney's office in Otter Tail as well. And it helped me understand what I was reading at the county attorney's office. So
Yeah.
I would recommend taking that.
So, and I've got a few too. I got another email from a student saying, you know what, this attorney I was looking for is really impressed with my knowledge of criminal procedure, and I, you know, chalked that up to taking your class or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, at least it's working, for what it's intended to do. So it's, yeah. No, it's good. And it's just like virtue, like generally law majors are among the highest scoring people in my class, because they're like, here, this is really applicable and I need to know this. And where it's like, I get the mixed bag of people, some people are there because they don't even know what's in the class, but they know they have to take it to graduate. So, so that's, you can get very degrees like this of knowledge, or people that want to be there, so.
You said you do estate planning and trusts, and wasn't there another thing that you said?
Like property stuff. Yeah, so we can talk about some different kind of, like what are some of my friends from law school doing? Like, a lot of them would be government. So, and I will attest to this, like, government affords you some pretty cool things that you wouldn't normally get to do elsewhere. Like, you're not gonna find your way into a courtroom right away. Is like, if you go to as an associate at a firm, you're not gonna be a trial lawyer. So I think getting some money or getting some experience on government dime is a good deal. I would also just, like, if you got enough drive to go to law school and stuff too, like, don't stay there if you don't like it. Like, I get a lot of be like, you know, be like, why don't you go into private? And they're like, oh, they repaid my student loans or whatever. It's like, yeah, I know, I'll fucking leave and go make some money. Like, what do you do? And they're like, well, I really like it. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, you can do this for a certain time, but don't be afraid to move around and stuff a little bit. Like, once you gain certain skills, like, go do whatever. So there's kind of that entrepreneurial aspect to it too. But some people really like the being safe with the government. So it's easy for me to sit there, like, I work for a state school, I haven't not had a government paycheck since I was like 18 through some line of work, so it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm a complete entrepreneur, but there's other things to do too. Like, there's a reason why I'm not practicing government law, so I think that's a good area to go into. Plus, they're hiring, it's decent pay rate to start with. You get some public benefits, it's pretty good. A lot of my I know some people that just went out and just started their own law practice right after school, which I'm like, how did you guys do that? Like, I thought about doing that, I'm like, this guy can do it, I certainly can. And now getting into it, I'm like, oh, that was really scary. And like, I still don't fucking know, and I've been there for 8 months, like, everything that I do, it gets run by a partner, and then they like do stuff, and I mean, I habitually make mistakes that are pretty big that get with the intention that they're gonna get caught. I'm not like, oh my god, this guy's just annoying. They'd be like, well, I'm just gonna try this and see what the partner thinks, and they look at it and they go, no, don't do that. Okay, and then after time, that comes less and less with that. So anyway, so you can kind of hang your own shingle. You can there's firms that are usually hiring, like, that aren't even posted, like, the reason I'm working at the firm now is my parents were doing some estate planning, I'm like, yeah, go to these guys, they're really good. And they're like, well, can you come in there with us, and we're there, and we start talking, like, oh, you're going to law school, what do you want to do for a job when you're done? I'm like, I don't know, this, and they're like, yeah, cool, just like send us an email when you're done. And they're like, yeah, we've been trying to hire somebody for like 4 years, we hired somebody once, and then they're supposed to show up on a certain day, and they just didn't even show up, and like, and then I heard like, just like, yeah, so I sent them an email right afterwards, and they're like, yeah, come in for a meeting, and yeah, you can have a job. And I had 3 job offers within a week of passing the bar exam, all local. One was over in Clearwater County, another one here in Bemidji, another guy that actually, he wanted more of a roommate than a partner, I think, and then these guys are like, yeah, we'll teach you how to do stuff, we have enough work to go around, so, anyway, lots of family law stuff. If you're in a rural area, you're gonna get all kinds of goofy calls, like, does everybody wanna work rural, like, Bemidji, or are you looking, if you wanna be in a high rise and?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, so it kind of depends, like, what you, like, where you wanna go work at, like rural areas are really underserved. I think it could maybe get boring if you go to work for a big firm, because they're gonna be little nitpicky stuff for a long time, like little research projects and stuff, instead of like getting a client where you get to see from start to finish. But like with that, so it's, yeah, so I think doing some internships, that's where I missed the boat at, is when I was working, I didn't have time to like go like be a clerk for a judge or something for a while. Like that, I didn't get that experience, just kind of learning through proxy, maybe watching some attorneys get their ass chewed by a judge, and just kind of be like, oh, put that one away. So I think that's probably where I missed the boat at, but that's where I would, look at. And don't be afraid to ask for money, like you get paid for internships. Even now, I'm pretty sure that I didn't pry too far into it, but I like got, I had an undergraduate student, I'm pretty sure worked for the county attorney's office here for like some time while getting paid. To do that, and I'd be willing, if that's an interest, shoot me an email, I talk to the county attorney office. These once a month, I suppose. I don't know what they expect to take out of that. And yeah, government, I mean, lots of government stuff, hanging their own deal and working for firms. I mean, everybody I know is busy. And then some people just like, there'll be people in law school that just don't even go and take the bar exam. Like, there's a business professor here that has a JD that had no interest at all in taking the bar exam. He's like, was it hard? I'm like, yeah, but law school, like, yeah, it was challenging. It's not just, yeah, I mean, you need to know some stuff, but.
Did you know anybody that didn't pass the bar exam?
Yeah, in fact, there was some classmates, yeah, there's some people that didn't pass.
But then did they take it again and then?
Yeah, so, yeah, in fact, I ran into a guy, I took the bar in February. And so I was gonna take the bar right after I got into school. And then it was like, I was kind of stressed out, finishing up school. And then we had this, that was not too long after George Floyd's murder, and then like, the state had us doing a bunch of shit with our criminal justice department, and just like, all these evaluations, and I'm like, I don't have time to do that, and study for the bar, and do all this stuff, so I was just like, and then like the day before the bar, one of my best friends was getting married, and like a functioning alcoholic best friend, I'm like, I'm not, like there's nothing that is set up for success for me to show up and say, Paul, on Tuesday to take this 2-day test, like, this isn't gonna work, so I moved to February, which is like a great source of whatever, so then I'm there like, here, when can you like start studying? I was like right during deer season, like, and I'm like, oh, perfect, I have like a month off from here, because we're on winter break, and I can do all this stuff, and then prep for the bar exam, it worked really well. But February was like the failure. Like, that's what the failure is, that failed the first one, took the test, so like, it's a whole room of like failing test people. And including one of my friends from law school, he's like, well, this is your first time taking it? He's like, no, and I think he failed the February one too, but he must have now recently passed, because I noticed he's teaching at the law school, and doing some other stuff, and he's actually working. But one of my different funny stories, one of my business professor, like my business orgs class, I'm like, I'm pretty sure you smoke weed. I'm like, I don't know, you're just a little bit like too chill. And then now she started this kind of this law deal, like I see her on like LinkedIn, she's like, happy 420 everybody. I do it. Anyway, so he's working for her for cannabis law business, and then teaching at the law school. So yeah, so that I know people that fail, yeah. And the fact that the February pass rate's only it was only like 60%. But I'm like, how many people are doing this for the second time? And then I bet like, so you're at tables like this, and they're spread out, and there's students in the River Center down in St. Paul. And I bet like 20% of the people weren't back for the second day of the bar exam. Like, you shouldn't be, I'm like, you spent all day yesterday writing, and then today is the bubble day where you do it. I'm like, that's the easy day. Like, why would you not show up on the second day? So that's, I mean, I'm not giving 20%, so that's like a 20% failure off the top, so.
Do you think they didn't show up just because they were like, oh, I failed it anyways, like there's no way?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
And I mean, like, there was people, I was well prepared on when I take bar exam, I was confident in my ability, I was this close to going to have like a beer or burger at lunch, like between the test days, I'm like, that might be a little bit too cocky about doing that, but again, it was fine. But there's people that you just like sweating, and they're like, and then there's people like, how do you have time to get up and go to the bathroom? The bathroom's like a quarter mile that way, and there's people like just like nonchalantly, I'm like, how fast are you? If that's the other thing, if you are not a fast typer, like, if you want something to do in your spare time, you get fast at typing. Or, yeah, like, I wasn't a good typing, like, I practiced typing before the bar exam, or just before law school. If you're a good typer, you are at like half of it's that, because you're dictation software, you're not using AI. Now with AI, you probably could do some pretty cool stuff, like to help you with papers, but I would like, law school is really big on like their academic honesty and and that kind of thing, so just don't cheat there. Like, I guess so the same thing with like actually getting admitted to the bar, don't lie or cheat on stuff, like that's like a really big integrity for that, so. And that was a long answer to a bunch of questions you didn't ask, but.
So there are things like that we mentioned that we could have to tell the bar, and if like,
Ben
yeah,
Hoffman.
like we have to tell the bar like every crime we ever committed, and if we get in and like they can take it away. What are some other things like?
Oh God, what my bar application look like? So here's probably the weirdest thing. It's somebody didn't get admitted to the bar because their credit was too bad because they had too much student loans from law school. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, so like that was like a good one. I would say your biggest issue is failure to disclose something. So like, if you know that something's on there, it's a failure to disclose. Like, that's what gets people in trouble. So just kind of be thorough. It's no really different. Like, I've done like police background checks. Like, they don't even like police background checks ask you about shit that you haven't even got caught for. I'm like, you want me to, I don't know if I like this. Like, I'm like, you can't, like, you're asking me to call myself after I got away with something? Like, no. But like, so like the bar one is very objective. It's like, have you ever been convicted of this? Like, just disclose like whatever it is. And if you don't have to be a saint to be an attorney either. I haven't. When I was a sheriff's deputy, I used to like do DWI enforcement. It was so funny because I'm sitting here telling truth and stories, but I do DWI enforcement too. So it's, anyway, I had this attorney that walked into the courthouse, they filed my case,
and have anybody been in the courthouse here? Then you can take shit out of your pocket. He had a bag of coke in his pocket. So he got obviously he got in trouble. His name's Chuck Ramsey, look him up, he's a big DWI attorney. It's Charles Ramsey, he's a DWI attorney out of the cities. And anyway, so then all of a sudden my trial for his DWI is postponed for like months. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, he was disbarred, so he had to go to all this treatment and stuff like that. But he had like a felony coke conviction, and it was it was a sizable bag of coke, and that he had. Anyway, so and he's still an attorney.
He's still an attorney?
Oh, yeah, he was just disbarred or he got like suspended for like 30 days. And so just like, did you find him? Let me see if it's right.
Oh, I just closed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh, as he's like crossing down, like, you start coke. I'm like, this is funny. Anyway,
Along with his clients.
yeah, so yeah. So
A founding partner of his law firm? He has his own law firm?
yeah, like I said, like, yeah.
Okay, so then with your background in policing, how, because everyone talks about like being careful on social media, what you post and like even what you delete. So like how in depth do you think that they really go for that kind of stuff?
Like for your bar connection?
Yeah.
So, I don't think they dig through your social media. Here's what I would be afraid of, is just be like, here, like, kind of get to the point now, like, like, what would a partner, or what's just your public perception, or what kind of like you don't want pictures floating around out there, like, that a partner would look at, cause like, what's the first thing that you do, like, here, what's this person's social media, look like, so that maybe law school admission too,
Yeah,
look at certain things. If you go on my social media profile, you can't hardly, you don't hardly know what it is, and maybe a picture of fish, like, I go on hunting forums on there, cause like, maybe I'm, not that I did change who I am, but it's like, I don't want somebody to have a percent that, oh, look at this gun nut or whatever, it's, or whatever it is, they killing animals, or something that might cost me an opportunity because somebody is judging me based on what they don't know. Whereas the cell phone, well, if they want, whatever, we can sit and talk, but it's not, I don't think I'm judging me off social media. Plus it's just kind of inflated, but yeah, so I would be careful of that just from a professional aspect, for sure, so. But I didn't feel like admission of the bar, like, I was more afraid of leaving something out, like that, like, I don't think, or, like, I know I got a speeding ticket like 20 years ago, but what was it, and like, I can't remember, and maybe they find it, maybe they don't, so, I would say the biggest thing is like, make sure you're like, don't do something that's scoring, like, written up for cheating or something like that, I would say that would be a bigger no-no, so.
So I got a written warning for speeding. I've never been pulled over before, I got a written warning. Do I have to tell them that?
I don't think so, and it's pretty overt, like, they have examples on there, like, they're gonna ask, like, did you, have you been issued any citations for moving violations beyond parking or something like that? And the answer to that's no, like, you have not been issued a citation, you were stopped for a warning.
Yeah.
On there, and if you wanted to disclose that, like, I was giving a warning, but not a citation, like, just, you're fine as far as that goes.
I hung it up on my fridge next to my law school.
Are you going out,
I graduate this spring, and I'm going to Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland.
Okay.
I know BSU has like a deal with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys should look that up, because like, they haven't, I don't know if they have a 3-on-3 with them, but they might.
I think
They
they
do,
do, yeah.
and then I know it's like probably similar to Hamlin, but that would be.
Oh.
Don't you get like your books paid for?
I get my books paid for, and I get an internship thing, and then I got half my tuition covered. And then I get like an extra amount of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and in law school right now, I feel like there's enrollment's gotta be tough at law school. I would expect that you can get into like a lot of law schools right now. They need people, they need tuition dollars coming in. Like, it's like, right now, I mean, I don't know, you need to get into BSU, like, almost.
Yeah, no, seriously, they accept anybody right now.
Probably not much, because enrollment's down so much, I mean, they'll take whoever they can for tuition, so I mean, it's, yeah.
I have a class at 6, so I have to go, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
If you got questions or whatever, or wanna come sit in on a class in the fall or whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good end of your semester.
Yeah.
Good luck, everyone. We'll see you at class.
This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
You can also grab a candy.
I'll take some of that.
Wait, Lindsay, this was the last meeting.
Yep, last meeting.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Are you playing baseball? You're back?
Yeah, I'm out over the year. 7 of our 9 starters are out.
Oh, wow.
I know.
It's not good. My.